Hello, welcome to this tutorial for a Guinness themed table centrepiece. This is going to be perfect for St Patrick's Day. Very simple design. We're just going to create a version of a Guinness pint glass, then with a finish with a little shamrock on top of it. Also be great for pubs along the bar, just to decorate during those celebrations. Very simply, we're just going to create 4 layers of 5-inch balloons, 3 in fashion black, and then the top layer in satin white. So I've set my machine to size to roughly 2 inches. I'm just going to take my 2 clusters and create a quad. And all I've got for the base, it doesn't really need a lot of weight, it's just a little fishing weight. Basically a piece of steel with a hook on it. And what we can do is use the neck from the bottom layer and feed it through the loop of the weight. It's going to bring it back up and around itself, around a couple of times, tie it off, and we've just got there a very simple but very heavy as well weight for those high traffic areas, particularly in a pub where we want things to stay still. And with this being a completely air-filled design, it should sit nicely on a bar without being moved away. I'm going to create 2 more layers at the same size. You'll notice as well that when I inflate, I'm inflating the balloon right at the top. Because it's a small size, we want to get the air puffed right into the top rather than down the neck of it. Then all I'm going to do to wrap it in is onto the bottom layer, take a neck from the previous layer, bring it up, nice stretch on it, figure of 8 around it, and then just ping it back in. Make sure as well those necks are tied nice and close together. As before, just going to pick up a neck from the previous layer, stretch up, push this one down, figure of 8, ping it to lock it in place. The reason as well I'm taking it back and pinging it as well, because I don't want to pick up on that neck again, just to make sure it's out the way, so the next layer has a fresh neck to tie onto. I'm just going to increase the machine slightly, and we're going to go up to maybe 2.5 inches. It's just to give us a nice pronounced top for the head of the beer. Again, take a nozzle, pull up nice and tight, push the whites down. Figure of 8, because it's the last one, I'm just going to figure of 8 a couple more times and then tie black nozzle into a white nozzle just to secure it. So even that on its own, very simple, very quick, very effective little decoration for pubs and bars. You could imagine 20 of these lining along the bar quite easily. Set it to one side. I'm just going to create another little piece of decoration to go into it with a reflex lime green 260. I've then got 3 reflex lime green 5-inch and 3 white 6-inch hearts to create a shamrock. So I'm not too bothered about how much air's going in, just going to inflate it with a bit of a tail, give it a nice burp, and tie in a knot. Now all I need to do is just create 2 pinch twists on the top, just to create a little base for the petals to sit on. So I'm going about 1 inch bubble, bringing my neck in and twisting off, and again same sort of size, twist it to lock it in place. So then we want the the shape, the inner bit to be sort of open. That's going to give us a lovely little base for the next part to sit on. That can go to the side. Now before we inflate any of these, we just want to stretch the lobes a little, just to give the air every chance of getting through. And it's also going to involve a little bit of double stuffing so that the reflex green takes on the shape of the heart. I'm just going to help out with a little straw which goes into the heart. Curve that lobe over and pop it into the reflex green. Just going to pull the neck out. It's just rolled over slightly inside. I'm just going to so it's out to its maximum length, and do the same with the next two. I'm just going to inflate these with a hand pump, just so I can control. So we're not actually looking for the heart shape. I do want that sort of triangular shape on it, so you can manipulate it a little once it's in to even out the lobes, but I'm very happy with that one. I'm just going to keep it firmly held in this hand whilst I inflate my second one. Get it to around the same size and just create a duplicate out of them. And then on my third one, exactly the same. And then bring that into these two, tie them off. And I'm just going to trim off the necks, just because there's a lot of material left in there. And you can see we've created a very basic topper to replicate a shamrock. So the base that we've created in the 260 is just going to slot into the two, bring two of the petals down, twist to lock in place, and then we're just going to arrange them so that they're all nice and neat. And there we go, just a very basic shamrock. And depending on how tall you want it, you could have it flying high. I'm just going to go with a nice short base. Let's go to around about there. Just fold it where I want it. I'm just going to twist off to mark. Here's the end. And I've just tied it off, and that can just go into the top. I'm just going to wrap it around several times. That's locked in place. Bring it back in. You can give it a little bit of a bend if you like. There we have very simple, very effective little St. Patrick's themed table decoration.